Let's play a game, shall we? Let's take identical or nearly identical policy positions, attribute them to candidates of different political persuasions, and then see if how our legacy media reports on them tells us anything about their integrity as journalists. Back in June, here's how CBS News reported on Donald Trump's plan to end taxes on servers' tips. Former President Donald Trump's vow to stop taxing tips would cost the federal government up to $250 billion over 10 years, according to a nonpartisan watchdog group. And now here's that same CBS, same network, reporting 2 months later, Vice President Kamala Harris is rolling out a new policy position, saying she'll fight to end taxes on tips for service and hospitality workers. Same policy, but Trump is going to cost the government billions. Kamala is going to fight for service and hospitality workers. I wonder why the different framing. Not to mention, Harris made a big deal bragging about casting the tie-breaking vote to allow the IRS to specifically crack down on underreported tips from waitresses and waiters. She said she was proud to do so. Yes, CBS didn't have room in that headline to point out that Kamala Harris is going to fight on behalf of waiters and waitresses against what Kamala Harris has done. Meanwhile, over at CNBC last week, that outlet was concerned about something J.D. Vance was up to. Vance wants to raise the child tax credit to $5,000. Here's why that could be difficult. Exactly 4 days later, here's that exact same network, CNBC, talking about a genius idea coming from Kamala Harris. Harris calls for expanded child tax credit of up to $6,000 for families with newborns. Got it? If a Republican wants to raise the tax credit to $5,000, that's going to be difficult on all of us. But if you're a Democrat wanting to raise the tax credit to $6,000, no problem. See, at NBC, that's different. Meanwhile, you've got the New Yorker out there running a story, taking up space in their publication to tell the country about how J.D. Vance's mamaw and papaw, that is his grandma and grandpa, had a, quote, deeply troubled marriage. Kamala Harris's husband impregnated his child's teacher during his first marriage. Tim Walz has been caught in decades-long examples of stolen valor, a crime punishable by prison. And it's now being discovered and uncovered how deeply intertwined he has been with communist China. It's now accepted that Hunter Biden used the U.S. State Department to try to influence a deal for Burisma. But the media is out there covering the fact that Mamaw and Papaw Vance filed for divorce a couple times. So look, you can keep fighting this nonsense if you want, but my best suggestion, choose to start getting your news from seemingly the only bastion of true free speech left in the media universe, and that's X.com. Oh yeah, there's incredibly dumb stuff that floats around there in that space, but it's also the only place where the sane among us can call out the ignorance with the truth. It's pretty clear we don't have any mainstream journalists who are capable or willing to do that themselves.